Hello.
Been here once before.
Hello.
Been here once before.
Nice to meet you. Good, how are you?
Pleasure to meet you, sir. Welcome to MCC.
Thank you.
Scott and Tim, this is Ellen, and as you know, we have some very special guests here today in Mission Control. So I would like to hand it over to President Bush.
How long will you be up there?
Yes, sir. So I launched on March 28th, and I will be back on March 2nd. So even though I'm not counting the days, I'm trying to avoid counting the days. I do know that I have 26 days to go, which is about 8%, which to me still seems like a long time. But yeah, I've been up here a long time.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about the guy next to you, and maybe Tim could. I think it's important to point out that the space station that you guys are on is, started essentially with Space Station Freedom. That was, something that President Bush started in the 1980s, and then Space Station Freedom eventually became the International Space Station that you're aboard today. So maybe Tim could tell President Bush a little bit about what the entirety of the space station. I know you can't give us a tour, but you could talk a little bit more about it.
Yeah, and I'll let him do that in a second. But President Bush, I figured since you're a Navy guy too, like me, we would just ignore the Army guy.
It's an honor to talk to you today, President Bush. We have a tremendously elaborate station here. We're inside the Japanese lab right now. Behind us is a storage facility. Across from us is a European lab, a connecting block, and then this continues on down with several more segments. And we have probably the equivalent of about a 2,000 square foot home in which we live and work every day. And then outside of the space station is a huge structure that has solar arrays that provide energy and lots of electronics on board.
Scott, if you could, after being in months or in space for 11 months, what's the thing you're most looking forward to when you get back?
It's obviously, it's friends, family, human contact. Even though we like, our fellow crew members, it's not a large variety of people. So that's one thing I really look forward to. But then just being outside. I mean, this space station is amazing. It's an incredible facility, but it's all inside, and we never leave. And the lighting and the environmental conditions are always the same. There's no sun on your face, no rain, no wind. So I really look forward to being out in a large open space, out in in nature, for lack of a better way to describe it.
Oh, thanks. Good stuff. Thank you.
Well, have a great rest of your mission, and Tim, enjoy the rest of your time on Space Station. I am very envious of both of you guys.
Well, yeah, it's great talking to you. And Mr. President, thank you so much for coming to the Control Center. And we really, really appreciate all your support that you've given to the space program. Although this isn't the Space Station Freedom, if it wasn't for the Space Station Freedom, this amazing space station would not exist, I believe. So, this space station and our space program is part of your legacy as the President of the United States.
Thank you, Scott and Tim, today. I just want to say I appreciate the hard work you put in every single day there, and you're wonderful ambassadors for NASA and for our country. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you, Ellen. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Yeah, are you ready? Come on and get a couple of these. Good. One more. One last one. Here we go. We got it. Very good.